Yo, yo, yo. Jay Spivey here, coming to you with another podcast. Respect the view. Alright, so I was asked a couple questions. I don't know if I want to answer them individually in each podcast, or if I just want to go on a rant and just knock them all out. I think I'm going to knock them all out. It's 11:16 p.m. while I'm recording this. It's pretty quiet outside. Babies are asleep. Peaceful. The moon looks amazing. All right, so the first question was, what are my spiritual disciplines? What are my spiritual disciplines? What is your norm? What is my norm to keep me focused and closer to God? And what advice could I give to help one stay focused on their path? Spiritual disciplines. I've been about 2 years in, going this time around, my little journey, going on 2 years. So for spiritual practices, I just make sure that I do a lot of thinking. So it just depends on if I feel like writing now. I used to say that I write every day, and I still do, but I have different types of writing that I do. So I definitely write every day as far as my spiritual disciplines. I get my thoughts out. Helps me regulate my emotions and what I'm feeling and kind of how I'm seeing things. And I make sure I meditate. I realize if I don't meditate, I'm just all the way off. If I don't stretch and meditate, a good stretch leads to a way better meditation. So I've gotten into a stretching routine every single day. Damn near like I was in high school, but that's why I'm more flexible now than I was when I was 15, 16, 17 years old. You know, I contribute that to the yoga. I contribute that to the stretching, and it's helped out. It's helped my life out in all areas. Plus, I'm more flexible, less back pain, less neck pain. My yoga positions are more crisp. I just make sure I do that. Stretching is a part of my normal routine, and that's why just to get into my meditation though. So I meditate. I meditate for a long time, to be honest with you. I meditate for a couple hours, depending on if my child is asleep or if she lets me. Normally, I'm able to meditate while my child is watching Coco Melon or PJ Masks, or sometimes I put on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Sometimes I put on, we just watched a Beethoven movie, so sometimes I'll put, a movie on Dalmatians or Beethoven. She's cool with dogs now. So I'm able to meditate. And I know a lot of people, I don't know if everybody's able to do this. Sometimes I have my baby sit down with me in my little pose, and she'll be, try to mock my little hand gestures and stuff like that. My madras. She just a cute child. That's why my daughter, my baby, she wakes up with me. She wakes up sometimes 6, sometimes 8. That's like, I'm usually up at like 4 in the morning. She'll wake me up out of my sleep, usually around 3, and then she'll go back to sleep. That usually starts off my day. So I get woken up by a 2-year-old to start my early morning meditations. So that's usually when I start it off. I wake up, I write, get my morning meditation in. Sun. Ooh, if I don't get enough sunlight, I feel like trash. That's why I'm afraid to move somewhere where it's not a lot of sunlight, because California is kind of year-round sunshine most of the time. To me, it's not all sunshine, so it's definitely days where I see too many planes in the sky, and it leads to cloudy days. But the funny thing is, the sun, it'll shine so bright. I've taken pictures of it. It'll shine so bright, sometimes the clouds don't work. Sun be piercing through them, and the next thing you know, like, the clouds are completely gone, which is cool for me, because like I said, when I'm waking up at 6, when I'm getting back up, that's when I'm usually up at like 3 or 4 in the morning. So then I'll end up meditating. Sometimes I fall asleep. I've gotten better at not falling asleep, but that's why it's still a good stretch no matter what. So it takes me a minute to get my legs back normal. It takes me a minute to get my legs back stretched out after I have them in that yoga pose for a while. I said, son, I definitely have to ground. I don't do too much grounding. There's a lot of dogs around here, so I don't really trust the grass, you feel me? Like, I will, check for some clean grass, and I'll stand there and just, get my sunlight, stand there like a tree. That's some people will walk by and try to make sure I'm alive. But I'll just be standing there, getting my human photosynthesis on. I enjoy it, and when I don't get it, I don't feel right. I don't feel like myself. I don't feel like I'm all the way there. So I definitely have to get enough sunlight in order to activate. I don't know if that's a funny way to say it, but like I'm one of those individuals that just stands out in the sun and just takes it in. And people probably be looking at me like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, and I do it every single day. Like, in the days that I don't, that's when, like, the sun's not out and I'm just looking up at the sky like, clouds, y'all better move, like, now. Like, that was a lot for just the question one, or the first little segment of that question. And I guess I'll go into the second part, which is, I think I already spoke on it. Yeah, I think I kind of went over that one too. What is your norm to keep you focused and closer to God? Again, that's what, like, for me is my meditation. There's still a lot of stuff that I'm learning. I am not perfect. So there's still a lot of negative things that I kind of do, but that's when I'm transitioning them into more positive things now. Less and less and less weed and more herbs. Actually smoking the herbs that don't have THC in it. It's eye-opening to realize that I feel like I might have an addiction to smoking. But that's that's one of those things that, because I'm trying to ascend higher, that I've been working on getting rid of. I can't say I really read my Bible anymore. I do a lot of studying on a lot of things. And if it's not me listening to something, I'm listening to a book or I'm watching some kind of documentary on something, I still go back to some of my verses in Proverbs that I love, or like I still do research, but that's like the last like probably year or two I've been staying kind of away from a lot of the Bible books. I've been staying kind of away from. Actually, the funny thing is I was cleaning out my garage and a Bible fell right in front of me, and it was like, you know what I mean, like I just touched it and, I picked it up and put it back. But then that's like, I definitely noticed that the word fell at my feet. I was like, damn, made me think a little bit. But definitely when I was reading the Bible and I was studying it, kind of like I do everything now. That's when I just...
What's good, people? It's Jay Spivey. So if you haven't heard, there's this amazing app, and it's the easiest way for you to make your podcast, and it's free. All right, so let me explain. It has all the creative tools that allow you to edit your podcast the right way, right from your phone or your computer. And it allows you to distribute your podcast to all the major platforms like Apple and Spotify and many, many more. All right? You can literally make money with little to no listeners. Like, how dope is that? All you got to do is go to anchor.fm to get started. Go check it out.
Study everything now. I don't study just one thing. So I might eventually get back into reading the Bible, but it's a lot of things that's kind of like contradicting in my eyes now, because I study a lot of African spirituality. So it's definitely a difference. Their spirituality is kind of basic, and when you go into African spirituality, you're going into like the hoodoo, and you're going into, it's like it's a bunch of stuff. I don't even want to talk about how a lot of people are misusing things. So that's not what this particular podcast was about. So I definitely don't want to talk about that. But I do see the ignorance in a lot of what people are doing. My educated individuals know the term ignorance it just means you don't know. You don't know, yet you do. I don't understand. I don't understand. But not to get too deep. So what advice would I give someone to help stay focused on their path? This is a good one. I would say the person that sent me this asks a lot of great questions. I actually have to go through and find the other questions that she had asked me. So you gotta find your tribe. Get rid of all the negative. Get rid of all the people complaining. Get rid of all the people whining. Get rid of all the people that got some jealousy. And I'm talking about online or in real life. Get rid of, not necessarily but some you just gotta talk to them less if they really close. But it's a lot of individuals. That's when it's if that messy shit, cut it off. That's when like a lot of jokes are funny, but it's a lot of toxic shit out there. That's why for me right now, that's why I'm still manifesting things. So there's a lot of people that are on my social media that aren't even supposed to be there because I'm in a different phase in my life. The crazy part was I only added all those people because my big homie told me to, and now I'm regretting that shit because that wasn't the right move. Oh, that's fucking stupid ass energy on my social media, and now I gotta delete it. But yeah, that social media is the new version of telepathy. You don't know what these people are projecting to you. You don't know what their true intentions are, but yet they waiting to see you fall, they're waiting to see you complain, they're waiting to see something that they can comment on. The crazy thing about my social media is I don't even pay attention to the responses until weeks later. I don't go through and check and see who says what unless it pops up on my phone and I want to click on it because it's somebody that I actually want to communicate with. You know what I mean? That's like, my tribe, my people that I really fuck with. If it's not that, then I don't really look at the comments like that. I just recently started adding back my messenger so I can get into business. I'm check my photography through my social media, so I had to re-download some apps to get in touch with some photographers and things like that. That's really the only reasons why I keep social media, but if it wasn't for that, I'll definitely be off the grid. I'm definitely leaning more towards off the grid the more I get comfortable with talking and just being, involved in my business and what I'm doing. But I do realize social media plays a part in getting your business out there. So, I'm kind of balancing those two. Just get rid of all the negativity. I know I'll be going on rants and I'll be thanking God I can get back on track. Thank God I can. But I eliminate a lot of nonsense. That's why after you figure out how to find your peace and quiet, like, you don't like anything else. I found my little groove. I'm just nice, and then I tend to open up myself too. Sometimes it's harm's way, but not really, because I'm usually always able to handle the situation accordingly. So, but I eliminated a lot, damn near all the negativity, and that's I still got some shit to get rid of, but in due time. I just like to stay in a more peaceful place, so then I can think and I can express my emotions in the correct way. I'm more peaceful that way. It was a lot of shit that I had to even subscribe from YouTube, and this is a really good point that I wanted to make. The shit you watch, the things that you watch, of course they have a way of making you think of new possible, situations or, gray areas and whatnot. And to say that it doesn't help that a lot of the videos that you might tend to watch, and that's I know this happens with me, or maybe it's just because the whole empath thing, but the energy from the videos, it rubs off on me. I don't know about anybody else. That's why I'm expressing it this way. So if this happens to you, definitely let me know. Write a note, leave a comment, please, because I would definitely love to hear from other spirituals, other people, other light workers, just anybody that considers himself studying spirituality, African spirituality, just the understanding of life. I think the way as I put it, I like to just call it the understanding a way of life, of all life. But yeah, so the videos that I watch, that's might either be from, I don't watch too many music videos, but sometimes I'll go on a rant, on TikTok, and I'll watch some shit. I'll watch some things, or I'll see some things on YouTube, about some male perspectives, and it might enlighten me in a sense to some other things that maybe I didn't notice. But that's why I have enough stories of my own to kind of come up with my own assumption of things. So a lot of other people's opinions can flood your mind. And that's what I'm saying. This is with all social media. So this is why I just say get rid of a lot of the negativity, because this is really what it boils down to. All that negativity on your page can have an extremely big effect on you. And I'm speaking from personal experience, and this is why I get rid of a lot of shit. That's what I'm like, you know what I mean? I try to laugh and I try to joke a little bit, you know what I mean? But I'm really, like, serious. Not really, like, if you know me, you know I'm goofy, but that's what I'm like, but when it comes to, like, my energy, that's when I get serious, you feel me? Like, I can't play with that. And I know how real it is. That's why, like, it's interesting that, like, spiritual soul is kind of like a really big name out there as far as, like, helping, like, young people wake up. You know what I mean? As far as, like, the like, certain demographics. A lot of the biggest spiritual people I know, like, the ones that are actually about that shit, like, they don't have a lot of followers on a lot of social medias. That's why TikTok is probably like the newest one, where a lot of these elders and educated individuals can speak and get their shit off, and people are gonna listen because that's what we're listening to right now. But it's a lot of really amazing beings that they're not that big, you know, like the ones that really be doing this stuff, they're really not that big. The ones that really know magic and know about, like, the effectiveness of it and how it's supposed to be used and what not to do. Like, a lot of these things, like, you know what I mean? Like, some of this stuff, I'm learning a lot of this stuff, you just can't fucking read it in a book. Like, yeah, in a book is cool. Like, reading it is cool, but there's certain things in this world that you have to study. You have to, sorry, somebody got some assholes in front of me on some scooters. You know, California is weird. Fucking doing donuts on my street. Specifically, I guess the term you would use is like shaman. You know what I mean? I don't know the other terms, to be honest with you. I have heard of them, but I don't know what the hell is going on, but I'm about to have to hop out my car. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry about that. I think they still being weird, but there's a lot of activity going on. So I just, you know, I'm an alert person, so I definitely always keep my eyes open. And we've been getting people stealing shit, being petty. So I come out, just keep my eyes open, you know, keep my eyes open to the streets and whatnot for the neighbors. Man, it was messing us up. And that's like, so just to get back into it, yeah, that's why I get rid of a lot of just negative shit, you know. And that's like, to go into it a little bit deeper, there's definitely been individuals that have entered my life, and that's why I might have wanted them to stay there, or I might have been cool. I would say the term is I'm usually cool with them being there, but God said no. No. My ancestors said no. And that's what, like, for me, I think I had a Facebook post. And somebody had asked me a question. Like, I mean, I had, you know, they was just like, how can you tell, like, when something is off? That's why I was like, there's a lot of, like, quick, easy indicators, but then that's, like, level 1 of level, like, 300. Like, if you feel me, like, it can get really deep. But I think the post that I made was like, damn, I actually have to find it. But I was talking about, I can tell when you don't love yourself. Like, it's easy to tell when you don't love yourself. Like, I can see it in your actions. And that's when it's like, it won't just be actions. Like, that's like, it's definitely an aura thing. It's an energy thing. It's, you know, you can categorize it as a lot. But as far as, like, when you get to personally know somebody, you start listening to them and, you know, how they talk and some things they say. And so I'm like, it's a lot of individuals, like, you know, they'll be doing good for themselves, and that's what I'm like, I don't even really be wanting to mess that up, like, but they, you know what I mean, it's still individuals that I feel like, for me personally, like, they might have too much baggage, like, and, you know, to keep it quite simple, like, you don't have to put up with everybody's bullshit. So that's what I'm like, it won't even be any of your shit. You know what I mean? Like what they're going through, not even what they're going through. That's what I'm like, they just might be talking about some shit. And it's just like, It's like, it just make you think. That's like, cause, depending on the topic. But that's what I know for me, it's like, why is there always so much stuff going on? I know for me, it's like, depending on the individual, that's like, you can kind of go pretty deep. That's like, some first level things would probably be like, it depends, like, yeah, it depends. But that's like, maybe, that's like, I would say probably 2 or more children, not necessarily. That's like, it could be a guy or a girl, but that's like, just seeing where the head is at, cause some actually go through a lot of stress and some don't know how to actually handle it. So it'll come out in other ways. That's like, I guess just having children, period. For me, what I notice is there's a lot of unevenness, but I am in a lot of father groups that just are pouring with a bunch of just crazy shit and, staying in a group because that's what the group is for. But it's just ridiculous what some of these men go through. And, the fact that I got to see it, you know what I mean? That's like, and it comes across my eyes and I don't really see everything. So it's like, man, like, you know what I mean? Like, I think I talked about it. I'm happy that me and her, my children's mom can get along. That's a blessing. And it took a while. So it took a long while. So it's like, it just depends on something like that. Well, I was talking about indicators. So that's like, so that'll probably be the first. And so I'm like, then it's just habits. It's habits. That's like, especially if you are talking, that's like, depending on what level you're talking. But me personally, I don't talk to people to like not talk to them for a whole month, 2 months, 3 months. Like, that's like, and I'm the type of, like, I don't do that. That's like, if I'm, if I'm involved with you, I'm communicating, but then that leaves just people that's like business related. Like, that's it. Like, I'm not interested in holding on to a lot of conversations and in connections that aren't going to serve me. So listen, if you want to collab on something, hit me up, bro. You know what I mean? If you want to work on something on the bucket list, hit me up. But that's why I don't really be into, like, that's why I definitely was able to get rid of a lot of that energy. And now, what I'm saying? And it's a lot of, it's a lot of goddesses on my page and whatnot. And, what I mean? Like, doing a little thug thizzle. So I don't expect top cream of the crop to be fucking all up in my inbox. So it really doesn't really bother me that I don't check it that often. So it's kind of like a filter for me. That's like, it's a lot of things are easily filtered for me because of my alignment. And if you haven't listened to that podcast, it was pretty good. But I try to stick to my alignment with a lot of things. And that's when it's like, a lot of women put up food plates and they be having meat on them. So I be like, ooh, not dating you. But so I'm like, what I mean? I just see shit. And that's like, I just, I kind of already categorize them. That's not, I think that's a very Virgo thing to do with people, but I really don't give a fuck. Because a lot of y'all motherfuckers is weird. I ain't even gonna front. Fucking weird. I thought I was weird. No, I'm talking about weird in a bad way. Y'all weird in a fucking bad way. Y'all weird in a bad way to where I don't want y'all around my fucking kids. I don't know how y'all raising y'all kids. I fucking don't understand going on around. No, we're going to go into part 2. It's going to be a pretty long podcast. I didn't think I was going to come out here and talk that long. It was what are some harsh truths for unconditional love in youth and gangs and current dating pool in my age group? Those were the things that she wanted me to give my thoughts on. Unconditional love. Only people that get unconditional love are the only things that get unconditional love. That's why there's dogs, cats, any pet, and children. No matter if, you're 50, 60 and your child is 30, that's still your baby, Unconditional love. So I feel that. I can't be mad. That's about it. To be brutally honest, that's about it. Love between beings has always had conditions to it. If you let men tell it, women definitely put the ring on their finger, say they married, and then stop giving up the punani. So, I hear it enough. That's my it's definitely hard to get into because, like I said, I don't really feel like when you're in a relationship, like there's definitely so for me, the way I see a relationship growing, I don't know unconditional love is ever really there. That's like for men, it's like they once you understand women, you just either deal with it or you don't. I think I said that to one of my friends before. He was just like, either you understand women and you don't deal with them at all, or you know, you deal with them and you kind of don't fully understand what you're dealing with is usually what the case is when as I heard the term. And that's why I don't believe in it 100%. I do take notice to the realness of the statement. And for me is I do understand women, which I feel like it puts me more in a safe place. You know, I'm just not one of those guys that, you know, that's really interested in bashing women. So, you know, I'm definitely able to keep a lot of my opinions to myself. That's my just, you know, if you happen to listen to the podcast and I'm going on a rant, I don't even remember when I be going on rants, by the way. So that's why if I do, then that's why I edited it a couple times, and that's why I got to listen to it 1,000 times, and I still don't be remembering what I be saying. That's why I'm usually on to the next topic. I just feel like once you understand women, it gets a lot harder. Because I just, you know, it's from my perspective on how I've been seeing things a lot lately is like, it's funny because I saw an interview, and I know I'm about to jump the gun, but I saw an interview of this 50-year-old lady, and she was like a matchmaker, a relationship coach. She was going into, I don't know if I'm being loud, I don't know, but she was talking about her dating style and how things how they still are, and how age was just a number. All these things, that's why I'm gonna have to tag the video because it was just so alarming to watch. I was just like, wait, what? It's just some of the things that some of these people say and that are putting out there for women to absorb. I don't feel like it's very conducive to what we're trying to get done right now, which is find a common ground and better understanding for each other. I just feel like there's more men, they're waking up every day, and that's what I'm saying. They're not necessarily studying everything that the people I know are studying, but they definitely realize that some women are not to be fucked with anymore, and it's only gonna get worse. I have a pretty large percentage of women that listen to my show, to be honest with you, which is quite interesting. It's kind of like 60-something% women. The hood booger's gonna fall, bruh. The hood booger's gonna fall. And I know for the good women that listen to my podcast, it really don't apply to you. So you really just laughing at what I just said. You already know what the deal is, fam. You feel me? You already know. Ain't nobody about to be dealing with this bullshit. Ain't nobody trying to hear nothing about no Pookies and Ray Rays. Go take your fucking thottish ass somewhere. Ain't nobody got time for that. We trying to make money. We trying to build foundations. We trying to break generational curses. We trying to lift shit. We trying to move shit. We trying to rock shit. I don't know about nobody else, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not interested in vibing with just anybody because clearly I'm picky as fuck. I'm picky. That's when I just went on another rant. It's like, I don't know how I be getting into those. That's enough on unconditional love. I'll go into the youth and the gangs. I can't really speak too much on this, to be quite frank. I don't associate myself with a lot of people. And plus, the niggas that's my age, if they still gangbanging like that, my nigga, that's like, I really don't be hanging out with. That's like, and I grew up around OGs. So it's like, they don't even be talking that hoorah shit. You know what I mean? Like, real OGs is laid back as fuck. I can't really speak too heavily on this topic because it's like, I ain't around none of that shit. In Kansas, they got young cats busting guns for fucking no reason because a nigga didn't get enough ketchup. That's why my guns is kind of regulated out here and over here in this area. So it's definitely enough people strapped, but I'm like, it's not like, it's like, and I kind of don't, it's like, I stay in, I'm not going to say specifically where I am, but it's not a lot of, like, it's enough. Like, that's what I'm like, the city is fucking bad enough. That's what I'm just going to. People just be doing weird shit. And that's what I'm like, it can be a lot worse than it's not. But I'm glad California is gun regulated. So if you got a felony, if you got anything on your record, if you got even like, I think if you even got a misdemeanor on your record, you can't. I don't know which one it is specifically. That's what I might be wrong. If there is something on your record, you're unable to carry a gun. You're unable to get a gun permit. Your application will definitely be denied. Shout out to the people with clean records that can get gun permits and carry pistols. I can't really speak on that. And the good thing is, I'm glad my family is protected because my brother has been able to maneuver around that also. And that's why I don't know, maybe I'm getting old or something. I just don't be seeing that shit. Like, real talk, I just don't be seeing it, like, at all. Like, not one bit. So I guess to go on to the next one is the current dating pool at my age. I really don't even be paying attention. I ain't tried to date nobody out here in a very, very, very long time. I really don't see the point. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I get catcalled walking across the street. That's what I'm saying. But I mean, that's like just kind of like the point I made earlier. It's like, women be waiting for men to make the move, and that's why I'm just being honest. I'm not moving shit. I got too much stuff to do. So unless you're coming to talk to me, the shit probably not happening. Dead ass. I got too much stuff to do, and that's why I usually have my daughters with me. Like, yeah. I got too much stuff to do. So if you ain't coming correct, I'm really not even paying attention. And that's why I dead ass know that's like a statement a lot of women would make. Like, dead ass, I know that's a statement a lot of women would make. That's what I'm like, what? It ain't the women. That's like, I know where I'm going. That's all I'm gonna say. I know where I'm going. But I understand that it's a lot of people on this planet that feel like they're valuable, but you gotta create value. You don't just, I'm valuable. You feel me? So, like I said, I know where I'm headed. I don't know about nobody else, but like I said, I ain't with the bullshit. You and your little cute business, that's cool. Your little boutique, that's cool. Please go find somebody to marry you. Please get out of my face. Especially if you're not even concerned with me. Like, I'm really unbothered, I promise. The third question is, what are my top 3 most influential people in my life and why? I would say my parents. They both have very unique stories. My mama was definitely on some extra shit. My dad was definitely on some slanging shit. So, it just wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It was just a lot of shit going on. Still happy, still kicking. I still get to see them smile. Still get to hear them laugh. So as far as influential to like keep me going, that's when I definitely think of like my parents. I know that's kind of just like a really like plain answer, but I don't necessarily look for influence in individuals anymore. That part of me died when I was like, to be honest with you, probably when I was like 17, 18 years old, that died in me. I will say a lot younger. That's like because like the traumatic events that I had, and I knew nobody was coming to help me. You feel me? Not to kind of take it to like a dark place. Like, I knew that's like probably by the age of 6 that nobody was coming to save me. And that's why I don't know if that, I'm not trying to trigger nobody with that, but I definitely was like, yeah, I'm in this shit from like by myself. Then when you become an adult, it's the same shit. Like, then thank God I still have my parents and whatever little assistance, whatever, not whatever, but the assistance they're able to help me with, even my grandma. It's like, damn, like, I'm just glad y'all still here. I got individuals that lost their parents. I know individuals that lost their parents. And it's tough out there. I feel it. I don't look for influence in others anymore. If anything, that's what I do when I meditate. I'm building a better me. I'm writing stories of a better me, a 2.0. That's why I just, you know what I mean? I might listen to some stuff, you know, that's about it though. Like, you know what I mean? I take what I can and I leave the rest. If, you know what I mean? In a simple way. I really don't. Even me, like, I don't want. I'm okay with being influential or inspirational. I think the term she used was influential, which is completely different. But yes, my parents were influential. But I still, I'll probably be able to keep this same point even with the word switch. There's always going to be something that you disagree with. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I can say there's a lot of people I respect. You know what I mean? There's definitely a lot of people I respect their opinions. I respect what they say. I'm the only one. Like, I want to be my only influence. Like, it's cool. You know what I mean? Like, as far as, like, majorly. There's a lot of people that I learn from. I wouldn't even call them influential because I feel like it's a lot of shit that I study that I can just learn from myself. So that's until somebody presents, you know what I mean? You know, until I'm able to present myself and be noticed by someone that is actually about what I'm about, you know what I mean? Then I can't wait to get to that place. But as far as right now, I'm so in love with myself. I'm so in love with the newness of me and the things that I've been working on that I am my greatest influence to myself. My child self is looking at the new adult me and is like, damn, like, I knew you could become that. Like you popping, bruh. Like, I see you, big homie. So that's why I think of a lot of things in a different way now. That's like, 'cause there's a lot of stuff that I study, and there's a lot of people that I watch or I listen to, but there's not a lot of individuals that's like in my life, in my face. Like, I definitely get a lot more energy, like socially right now online, 'cause I kind of put myself in a bubble in my city. It's safer for me that way. I'm okay with it while I'm building myself together. I've been doing it for a while, so I'm loving the progress. And that's like, for me to add too many opinions. That's the biggest thing that I don't like nowadays is opinions. Like, that's why I kind of really pull myself back from saying a lot of stuff. That's like TikTok, you know what I mean? These social media apps, it's like, you might comment on something, and that's what I'm saying, like, then somebody, you know what I mean, like, depending on whatever time it is in the world, somebody can see that comment, and depending on how they're feeling, they can respond negatively. And remember what I said, like, your phone is kind of, like, very powerful. Your phone is actually very powerful. Now you getting the energy and you getting hatred, and that's like, this person, you don't even know what they going through. You know what I mean? That's like, they probably just a hateful person. You know what I mean? Probably a bot ass demon on the other side of the phone. And that's my, and now you about to go back and forth with it. You feel me? Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but you're not supposed to be doing that. Supposed to leave the bots alone. So that's for me, that's really, you know, I don't really see the point in checking a lot of comments, depending on what's being said. And it's like, it's good to, like, you know, talk about controversial stuff and open up the conversation to things. But it's a lot of people that just respond to things in a negative way that I really just be like, this is bullshit, and I'm not doing it. Plain and simple. As like, I really don't know why people be doing stuff like that, but it's like, I'm not here for that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I be wanting to laugh, smile, you know, joke around. And like, and the jokes actually be good jokes. Yeah, but that's about it. I'll catch y'all later. It is 12:12. Wow. Well, would you look at that? We in that thing. We in there like swimwear. You feel me? All right, I'll talk to y'all later.